As the Boss HM2 continues its resurgence into popularity, the hardcore and death metal scenes continue to flood with bands who want to use the pedal, represent its sound, and buzz their way to prominence in an oversaturated market. It's no surprise that some of the bands that have been representing the sound for so long, and even some of the newer bands, are starting to desire a little more mid-control and different tones from similar pedals. This list not only incorporates a couple more bands whose sound and songwriting complement the Savage HM2, but bands that use custom HM2 pedals to get a similar yet equally devastating sound. And what better way to start off a list like this than with a band called Spinebreaker. Enter the storm of death metal hardcore band Spinebreaker. Hailing from San Jose, California, these guys released one full-length album called Icegrave back in 2016 on Creator Destructor Records. I not only think these guys do a fantastic job at writing disgustingly heavy riffs, but the HM2 feels right at home with these guys. They don't sound like another Swedish death metal band though. They sound more like they take influence from a band like Nails rather than Entombed. Their music is incredibly filthy, heavy, and raw as fuck. It's slow-moving and monstrous like the frozen jaws of Cerberus, keeping you enslaved to its hatred the entire time. If you like music that's heavy for the sake of being heavy, try getting your spine broken with Spinebreaker. Next up is Fiendish grindcore legends Rotten Sound. Having been active since '93, these guys have released 7 full-length albums, 10 EPs, and 4 splits. Their new EP, Suffer to Abuse, will be released May 18th, 2018 by Season of Mist. When the band first started, they were not using a Boss HM2 heavy metal pedal. They actually didn't start using the pedal until their 2002 release Murderworks. Although their '99 release Drain has a very buzzsaw sound to it, it was recorded using a Metal Zone and PV Bandit at Sunlight Studios. Murderworks was recorded at Soundlab Studios using a Boss HM2, and they've been using it ever since to fuel their ferocious and blisteringly mordant music. Next up, we have a Czech Republic death metal Colossus, Brutally Deceased. Formed in 2007, these guys have put out 3 full-length albums and a split with death metal legends Interment. Brutally Deceased released their first album, Dead Lover's Guide, in 2010, Black Infernal Vortex in 2014, and Satanic Corpse in 2016. They also had the phenomenal artist Paolo Girardi do the nightmarish cover art for Black Infernal Vortex and Satanic Corpse. These dudes definitely love that classic Swedish sound and utilize it to really give their death metal that extra extremity. These guys play a brutal and groovy form of death metal, but they are still able to mix the right amount of harmony in there to keep things interesting and broken up. Hailing from the scorched Tartarian reaches of Phoenix, Arizona, death metal band Gatecreeper made major waves with their debut release, Sonoran Deprivation, in 2016. Though they only have 1 full length so far, they've released splits with many bands like Iron Reagan, Homewrecker, Young and in the Way, and Takeover and Destroy. Gatecreeper used deluxe left-hand Raft pedals made by Lone Wolf Audio to get their crushing Swedish sound. The pedal can be described as a more modern and well-rounded HM2 pedal with more control. This pedal, combined with all the heaviest parts of your favorite Swedish bands, make Gatecreeper a great example of a new age paying homage to the old school sound. Sick with hostility and boiling blood, this sonic supergroup formed in 2010 in Massachusetts. Comprised of members from Converge, Trap Them, The Red Chord, and Hope Conspiracy, these guys waste no time in savagely laying down some extreme speeds, abusive riffs, and devastatingly heavy breakdowns. Now on the Southern Lord record label, these guys just released their third full-length album, Animal Hostage, October 27th, 2017, this time with Brian Izzy as a second guitarist. If you're familiar with Brian Izzy, you know that he enjoys using the Boss HM2 and experimenting with its sound. He also uses a custom HM2 pedal made by Dunwich as well. It was recorded with Kurt Ballou at God City Studios, so the production is absolutely perfect for this album. All Pigs Must Die combine all the extreme aspects of punk and metal to make some of the most in-your-face, virulent sounds in heavy music today. The next group is not only heavy as fuck, but probably is the most scathing and lyrically impassioned band on this list. I'm talking about Left Behind. Left Behind formed in West Virginia and have released 2 full-length albums on Unbeaten Records, Seeing Hell back in 2016 and Blessed by the Burn on October 27, 2017. The lyrics on the first album are dark visions into the band's personal lives and their perspective on the music industry and things like that, but the second album is more lyrically focused on Zach, the singer's personal devastation and mental decomposition after dealing with a tragedy that ravaged his life. The artwork on Blessed by the Burn is a Stan Dark art piece, an artist with cerebral palsy who draws his pain. I think the choice to use his art is incredibly fitting, and I think the choice to complement their music with the punishing sound of the Boss HM2 pedal only helps in adding to the overbearing, tempestuous tone this band delivers. Last on this list, we have one of Chicago's most intense and quickly evolving acts, Harm's Way. Formed in 2006 as a power violence side project, it quickly became more of a serious band as they started changing their style to a more hardcore sound. They started incorporating more metal influences, along with industrial, Godflesh, 9 Inch Nails type influence as well. Something else that evolved was the HM2. Their third album, Rust, was the first album they used the beefed up HM2 clone called the Throne Torture to get that buzzsaw sound as well as having more overall control of the tone. You can check out their fourth full-length but debut on Metal Blade Records album, Posthuman, which was released February 9th, 2018. These guys aren't just another band cranking out Swedish death metal inspired riffs either. Harm's Way definitely have developed and refined their own unique style over the years. You can hear album to album how much work goes into crafting something new and different each time, and I think combining that idea with the old school sound of the HM2 breathes new life into the possibilities of its future and influential sound.